Hello and welcome to Channel Sport this morning. It's great to have you join us again. I am Taya Salam.
And I'm Cecilia Ogba. And this morning we're beginning with the Nigeria Professional Football League, where FC Ifeanyi couldn't get the away win they wanted, especially what happened to them at the weekend on their way to the match venue. Ended 2-1 in favor of the home side. Now, let's talk about the sports festival. Most states are already preparing for the National Sports Festival in March in Edo State, but Imo State for them is the 13th edition of the state sports festival, and the governor, flagged off, flagged up with the light. The light in the touch, the unity touch, with some international special sports athletes, including Duru Goodness Chinansia, as the flag bearer, which is really a remarkable one for the state, just as part of preparations, for the National Sports Festival, because they feel if they are able to host this one, they're able to, most of the athletes perform well for this. They can also keep some of their athletes with them and not some actually declaring for states who are willing to pay bigger money. 27 local governments in the state. So that's going to be a big one for most of these athletes. Okay, let's listen to the governor now, what they intend to achieve in this one. And after that, we'll be dwelling more on athletics.
We hope as a government that with the commencement of the sports festival within the state, it will lead to several things. One, keep our body healthy again. It will also help our mental alertness. So that Imo will remain #1 academic state in the country. It will also open the ways for more laurels for our youngsters. It will also make our local government areas, communities to be hunting grounds for talents that will be exported to different parts of the world to earn and enhance revenue generation. We believe that this will give hope to the Imolites who, for one reason or the other in the past, defected to other states, to come back that Imo is indeed, in the words of this Minister of Youth and Sports, that Imo is indeed the state, the home of sports.
And then immediately.
All right, that's the highlights coming from that unity touch flagged off by the governor of Imo State, talking about Emeka Ihedioha. We have a guest in the studio, Kayode Thomas. Yesterday we had this breaking news, coming from the Athletics Federation of Nigeria, and it was released by the media aide to Solomon Ogba that he has actually resigned from the board. And of course, this morning another story broke and says, look, the board, the AFN are actually, rejecting that. They don't want him to resign. So the guy who actually released, who gave out the press release, is in the studio right now talking about Kayode Thomas. He's going to throw more light on this and what's currently going on, why the back and forth. He said he's quitting, and everyone is saying you can't quit. You have some questions to answer. Good morning, and it's good to have you.
Yeah, good morning, Cici. Good morning.
It's great to have you, Kayode.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start from the press release, right?
Let's start from
we're
there.
on the show, we got the breaking news, but we couldn't just talk about it because time was already fast spent. What led to that?
Well, Solomon Ogba is, we serve on the same board, on the board of AFN, and he's on this board, I'm not on the board. So we've been talking, and what's been going on in the last few months, interference from the ministry, the board, everybody is fighting for his personal interest and all that. And personally, I was one of those people that are addressing that, look, you're not supposed to be part of this. It's getting messier and messier every day. The best thing for you to do is resign, which he did.
Okay, which he did.
So,
okay.
Oh, yeah, carry on.
He mentioned government interference and all that, and everyone was talking about, he was the president for like 8 years and all that. He came in through, government and all that. So what are the basics? Why is this basic of the government interference and non-respect to constitution and all that? What are some of the things you really want to point out? Yes, we need to know.
The AFN traveled to Doha for the World Championship. They didn't do well. And when they came back, the minister set up a panel to look into their performance. The minister does not have Why does he derive that power from to set up a panel to probe the AFN? He doesn't have that power. That's direct interference.
Okay.
Again, from the same office of the minister, you are saying this, you sack Adeleye, the technical director. Between you and I don't think Adeleye has the competence to be the technical director of AFN and put it in on record. But at the same time, the minister does not have the power to tell the board that Adeleye should step aside. It should be the decision of the board. It should not come from outside. The board should decide that, look, Adeleye, you are not doing a good job, we want you out. But not the ministry or the minister. That's direct interference in the running of AFN. Okay, that's one of the
reasons. Okay, now, I mean, the reports we got this morning is the fact that some of the members, I mean, the FN board members are saying that they are rejecting his resignation simply because they need to probe $150,000, you know, that was given to the LOC, talking about during the African Athletics Senior Championships and all that. So they actually need to probe that. What happened to the money and why was the money given directly to the LOC? Why not through the AFN as is usually done in most cases?
Cecilia, thank you. You see, there's a lot of illiteracy going on in the athletics family. Whether people are being mischievous or they are not educated. Because one, board membership is not, you are not in prison. You can resign. Two, the LOC was set up by the CAA. Now the CAA wants to assist the LOC, like other sponsors, Zenith Bank, so many companies. Why should they pay into AFN account? There are about 50 countries.
Well, have we not seen this before? Because during the junior championships and all that, it was just AFN that took charge. You understand that usually the president, as some of them are actually saying, the president of the board at that time are usually in charge of the LOC and not just a board member. I mean, that's a bit tricky.
No, you see, the LOC, the right to host the championship was given to a city.
Okay.
Asaba. And the Asaba, they have their LOC. And they send the name of the LOC to CAA to look at, those people, they have the competence to do this job, and the CAA approve. So in doing their job, this LOC, they were looking for assistance everywhere. And the CAA give them money, which was paid into the LOC account. Now let me tell you why they cannot pay into AFN account. There are about over 50 countries competing in Asaba. Why should the sponsors, why should the owner of the game be assisting one of the countries participating? In fact, the LOC was not supposed to be seen near AFN or Team Nigeria. It's supposed to be an independent body.
But it's AFN not, I mean, before you host a competition, you understand that usually it's just like maybe the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup is going to come to Nigeria, for instance. It's the Nigerian Football Federation that is in charge of it. So why will you have a body independent of the federation that is ruling it in the country?
There's a difference between a city hosting a game and Nigeria hosting a game.
Okay, it wasn't a Nigerian, it was a city.
Like the Olympic Games now. If Tokyo is hosting the Olympic Games, it's the city of Tokyo that will set up the LOC. They can draw people from their Olympic committee, from Athletics Federation, from this, but it's a city. In this case, Asaba City is hosting. And the CAA, the owner of the games, is, okay, let's see your LOC. Who are the local organizing committee? There's a main organizing committee. There's a local organizing committee. Who are in your LOC? They will look at their CV, do they have the competence, and they get assistance from anywhere. So the money was actually paid into the LOC account. Just like Zenith Bank gave us money, it was in the LOC account. So everything. And let's also look at hosting a championship of that magnitude. A stadium was built, security. What is $150,000? I mean, it's a lot of money. We're talking about 50 million or thereabout. This is a championship that we spent over millions of naira, hundreds of millions. So that just the best in the series. So the problem is that the AFN, they have a problem.
Okay.
You've alleged interference and politicking as reasons why Ogba has decided to quit the AFN board. And I'm thinking that looks like a last resort. Prior to that, have there been, did he try to find other ways of resolving whatever the situation is?
Well, let me be honest with you. You see, the problem with AFN today is that there was a very bad election that Guzo won, but everybody kept quiet because they were expecting to get this and that. And if you look at most of the people that are fighting now, they are fighting because, oh, I didn't get to be technical director, I didn't get to become this. Because if you have the love of athletics at heart, you are representing South-South on the board of AFN. South-South is bigger than Jamaica. These 6 guys that are representing all this zone, what are they doing in their zone?
But That's not the main issue now. We're just talking about trying to address,
Yeah.
the main...
No, I'm just trying to give you that the whole
background,
fight
okay.
is not about athletics. It's about who is getting what, who is getting this, who is getting that, and that's why the thing is so messy. This is supposed to be the
So there's a lot of
technical
selfish
director.
interests.
Yes, it's not about selfish interest.
Going on now.
No, it's not about the sport. I'm supposed to be the technical director. They've made this person technical director. I'm supposed to be head of this. This person is going to the World Championship. This person is going to the Olympics. I'm not going to this. I'm not going for that. There exists this. It's all about that. It's not about, okay, how do we take athletics forward? We have the Olympics in about 7 months. What's Nigeria going to do? It's not about all the critical things.
Yeah.
We don't have intercollegiate. We don't have high school sports. We don't have high school athletics. Nothing is happening in the zone. It's not about that. Who is doing coaches education? Who is doing this? Who is doing media? Who is doing this? It's not about all that. It's about, okay, I want to grab power. I want to be on the team to the Olympics. That's what's going on.
So,
it's not about the sport.
Before we let you go, just the last one. Solomon Ogba has been there, done it. He's a very, very prominent figure when it comes to athletics in Nigeria. So with this resignation now, like, is that the end of, like, is it done with athletics, or is still going to be doing his own little support on the side?
Well, Ogba is the chairman of Delta Athletics.
Okay.
And so he's a stakeholder. And he's working with the athletes. In fact, he has given athletes from Delta going to the Olympics training grant. So he's still part of the athletics family.
Okay.
And he's going to work with whoever is in charge to take it to the next level.
Okay.
People like Rosa Collins, who was not allowed to be on the board. Rosa Collins is working with women. She's doing a lot of things for women. But she has a very big program next year. It's not part of all this fight. She's working with her constituency, women in sport, and she's doing great things. But all these guys that are doing this fight, including Guzo, Adeleye, all of them, Olamide George, everybody, Gibelo Konde, it's not what have they done in the last 2 years they've been on the board for their constituency. Rosa is working for women. Ogba is doing something in Delta. What have they done? It's not about who is going to the Olympics, who is going to World Championship.
Okay, I think this is something that will continue to, get reactions and all that from all quarters. Another report reaching us is that Sunday, Adeleye, talking about the technical director, says he's going to resign and all that. Well, we'll actually have to monitor this situation. I also want to get reactions from other I'm talking about the other guys who are also talking about the fact that, look, there are some answers that Ogba actually needs to, come up with and everything before that resignation will be accepted. So it's a whole lot of issues coming from Athletics Federation of Nigeria. But I want to leave it here, knowing that it's a big issue, and discuss other issues concerning sport, and hopefully they can resolve it on time for the Olympics to begin. Kayode, I want to thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.